Ready to go camping? I was gonna go camping with my 5 people. My dad, my papa, my uncle, and my 2 cousins. I'll sure look forward to seeing them. Anyway, the government shut the whole entire city down.
The state.
Down.
Yeah.
And I was so mad.
But we decided, what did we decide to do?
We decided, Dad wanted, and then Dad said that we can do the camp, we can camp the night, and here's the tent.
What you eating?
Hot dogs.
Hot dog. What you got?
Smoothie.
S'more. It's a s'more, not a smoothie. Good. Is it good? You do? Miss your friends? Who's your best friends at school?
Marshall and Blake, and also Caleb. I like him.
Marshall and Blake, and also Caleb. Other than school, who's your best friends?
Kanan,
Kanan. Yeah, you miss him, don't you?
James, and Grayson.
Your cousins. Yeah, those are all your buds, huh? You miss Kanan. You miss James and Grayson because we moved. Yeah.
Now let's tell some spooky dooky stories.
Spooky dooky stories.
Dookie.
We're gonna talk about toilets.
Let's turn the light off.
Okay. You got a story?
It's your turn.
Oh, it's my turn to tell a story? Then I need the flashlight.
Okay. We actually need to turn the light on in case anybody gets scared.
I'm not gonna get scared.
I am. It's your turn, Dad.
Okay.
Tell a dang spooky story.
All right.
Make it be extra spooky.
Extra. You gonna be scared though. You ain't gonna sleep out here. You're gonna wanna go home.
Okay, just do a little bit spooky.
Okay. Once upon a time, there was a boy and his dad sleeping in the woods, camping out. While they were just drifting off to sleep, out of nowhere they heard.
You sure did spook me
To make you lose your speech. You can't even talk, you're so scared. Crazy.
Once upon a time, there was this boy. He liked to run around into the woods. And one day, he ran off into the woods, and his parents couldn't find him. And he went and found a house, and he wanted to live there. And he found 5 bones, and they were all people bones. And he thought people died. They did. So he took that dead body home and laid it in a graveyard. A graveyard. And then when he came inside, his parents weren't there. So he was thinking that those were his parents. He got scared. And then, well, he went to find out if his parents were in the house, like hiding or something. And guess what? They weren't hiding. And as soon as he opened that door, and he was so scared, and he run back into the forest for a good night's scare. And on that night, he had lots of good friends. He wanted to invite them, and when they all came, he told them, "My parents aren't home. They got killed to death." What's that?
That was dark.
What?
That was a dark story. You know, a long time ago, this land, well, not that long ago, but you know, a long time ago, this land used to belong to the Native Americans, the Native American Indians. They were Indian, what we call Indians. They were the people who originally lived here. There's not very many of them left anymore. So the Native Americans were the people who lived here. They don't exist too much anymore. They're still around, but there's nowhere near as many of them. And this used to be all their land.
Even our house?
Huh? Well,
Our house?
maybe. Just everywhere, all of America used to be their place.
Was it land like nothing was there?
Yep.
Nothing was there?
And that's where they used to hunt and fish. And that's how they lived.
And then, did one of them build a house?
No, none of them built houses. They lived in little
Tents?
tent-like things.
Like this one. It kind of looks like an Indian tent.
Well,
Like a
that
little
was a
one.
long time ago. And then when people come from England,
They started building houses.
started building houses.
For the Indians.
Pushed the Native Americans, pushed the Indian Americans.
Wait, did they actually push somebody off their chair?
No. But they made them leave. And the Native American Indians, well,
Was there a lot of them?
yeah, and now they weren't.
Was there 100,000?
This is a story about a man who took some land from one of them. This Native Indian had been living there. This Indian American had been living in that house for quite a while.
And this one?
In that land. He lived on that land for a while. But the banks come and told him he didn't own it. They told him that you had to have a deed to it because somebody else wanted to buy it, even though he had lived there his whole life. And so they took this piece of property and sold it to this man, and he'd come along and he built a house on it and told that Indian he couldn't live there no more.
Because he wanted to live there?
Well, he was an old Indian, and he died.
When?
Right out, and not long after that, because he didn't have his home place anymore. He kept trying to find somewhere to live, and it was just too hard on his old body, and he died. Well, one night that man was sitting in his new house that he had just built, and while he was sitting there, he heard something. It was off in the distance. It sounded like somebody's voice. It kind of sounded like this, off in the distance. So what is that? He walked over to the fireplace where he kept his shotgun on the wall. There's rifle. He kept his rifle on the wall there, and he grabbed it off the wall. Opened his front door, and he said, "Who's out there?" He said,
It sounds like somebody singing.
"Kinda does, don't it?" He said, "It ain't funny. Whoever it is trying to pull this joke on me, it ain't funny." So he went back inside and he sat in his chair and he started dozing off. Before long, guess what he heard? A little closer. Woke him up. Went back, grabbed his gun, went outside, and opened the door, and all still he could hear. Stop it. It ain't funny. Joe, is that you? Is that you, Joe? Joe was his buddy. I always liked to play tricks on him. He said,
But it wasn't Joe.
But it wasn't Joe. He said, I'm going back inside, and went back to his chair, dozed off. A little bit later, he heard real close. He woke him up, scared him, went and grabbed his gun. He kicked the door open, and he circled that whole house looking for Joe or whoever was making that noise. He couldn't find anybody.
Are you making the story up?
He walked into his house.
You are?
Yeah. He walked into his house. Shut the door, he locked it tight. Closed, kicked his boots off, sat down in his chair. He wanted to go back to sleep, but he couldn't.
Because
Yeah, he couldn't hear it anymore. But he just had it on his mind. Couldn't shake it loose.
because he got his head.
So it got in his head. So he's sitting there. And just as he started to doze, finally, after a couple hours of sitting there, something happened. Something started forming right in front of him. A white apparition.
What's an apparition?
Well, something started appearing. It was white.
What's apparition?
Apparition. That's just like, it means something appearing. It was like a ghost. And it started right there in front of him. He said, "What is that?" And it was that old Indian. That old Native American man. Standing right there. And he said, that ghost said,
That sure scared me
Yeah.
to death. Did it scare you?
the bug. And so
You sound like Hiya.
listen, he took off running. That man took off running out that house as fast as his feet could carry him toward town. He didn't even stop to get his horse. He just ran all the way into town, or tried to. You see, he never made it to town. They found him the next morning on the road between his house and town with a tomahawk in his back.
It's tomahawk.
It's a weapon that the Native American Indians used to use.
Bow and arrow? Once upon a time, there was a boy. His name was Juniper. And once upon a time, he heard a noise. Fancy that, is what he said. And the sound sounded like this. And it kept getting over and over. Got stuck in his head. He knew it wasn't John. John used to play tricks on him.
The story sounds familiar.
Like yours?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I don't have no else story.
Yes, it goes on and on, my friends.
And people started singing it, not knowing what it was. And they'll continue singing it wherever, just because this is a song that never ends. So it goes on and on, my friends. Some people started singing it, not knowing what it was. And they'll continue singing it wherever, just because. Now turn that dang thing off.